Late at night, I dialed my husband's coworker. Oh, Sterling's still at the office in a meeting. Call back later. Minutes later, Liam's phone rang and the same coworker blurted, "Boss, the wife's suspicious, get home." Now, I hung up, tears streaming. Behind me the man lay dead drunk, still murmuring another woman's name. Before we continue, please subscribe and tell us in the comments where you're listening. Curled on the sofa, my heart a tangle of tastes. I couldn't grasp why the man I'd chosen with such care would betray me. Vance deserves to burn. When a man gets money these days, Vance rots. Cheating has become his daily bread. Only this morning I'd woken to Liam bustling in the kitchen, fixing breakfasts that were always tasty and balanced. I'd even bragged about him to colleagues. How could the boast be slapped down so fast? What kind of person had I married? Had Vance been wearing a mask all along? Yet, knowing us, the love of so many years, the doubt felt far-fetched. Set against the facts, the sweeter the morning joy, the heavier the dusk inside me now. Liam and I graduated from Columbia University. Vance been a top student, joined a listed firm in sales, smashed every target, and was promoted to sales director. Year after year Vance pushed revenue to new records, becoming the company's brightest star. Last year, the chairman elevated him to president. Full plate, endless dinners, par for the course. I'm HR director at the bank. Days just as frantic. Out before sunrise, back after sunset, exhaustion and pressure are permanent roommates. In this sprawling city, finding each other had felt like providence, until one call shattered every harmony. Wind rattled the windows. Heavy rain was forecast. I shut them tight. The glitter outside no longer concerned me. The phone rang. Mom. I cleared my throat. Hi Mom, just back from line dancing? She never stops worrying about us city kids. The litany of care is her way of hugging across the miles. Just finished. Sweaty. Work slow. Come home. The dates are ripe. Bring some for your coworkers. Sure. Mom. Once this stretch is over I'll visit. You and Dad take care. We're fine. We just pray you and Liam give us a grandbaby soon. We'll move in to help. Don't worry. We're working on it. Won't let you down. Where's Liam? Not home. Don't let him drink too much. Got it. Mom. Sleep tight. Night. Honey. When the line clicked off, only congealed grief remained. Liam was still snoring in the bedroom, lips shaping the names Serena, whoever she was. I filled the tub with hot water, desperate to wash the ache away. Rain whispered against the glass. I woke on the sofa at dawn. I grabbed milk from the fridge and zapped it warm. Suddenly familiar arms circled me, tobacco and last night whiskey. I turned, calm, about to embrace him, then froze, unsure. Friday, up you get. We'll both be late. Hannah, I'm sorry I got wasted. I meant to make you breakfast. Milk's hot. There's sushi in the fridge. Let's just eat. The door shut behind us and we steered onto the overpass. Traffic a film reel. I don't know how I reached my desk. A boardroom meeting that morning bored me. I drafted scripts for the evening confrontation, how to flay the wound, how to survive after. Afterward CEO called me in. Director Vance. You look off today. I'm fine, sir. We're doing campus recruiting next week. Polish the plan, wrap written tests and interviews inside 5 days. No problem, I smiled. A friend's kid attends that school. Keep an eye out. Vance handed me a folder. Back at my cubicle I opened it and gasped. The boy in the photo was CEO's mirror image. Rumors said Vance had a secret son. Was this him? Our president. Legend of the banking circle. Spotless career. Perfect marriage. One brilliant daughter already holding a green card abroad. Still, it's his private life, none of my business. A man his age with an illegitimate child. Practically standard. Half the staff know. We all wink and move on. Since Vance trusts me with it, I'll oblige. I nodded. Understood. After work I collapsed on the sofa. Coffee in hand. Drained. Only the aquarium bubbled. I dozed and dreamed of childhood, swinging so high I panicked, crying for help as someone approached. Faceless. Footsteps woke me. Liam sat beside me, eyes soft. Rough day, I pushed the throw aside. The clock read 10 o'clock. I went straight for it. Who is Serena? Vance blinked, stammering. She's Aunt Sue's daughter. Couldn't land a job. 6 months ago she interviewed at my firm. Recognized me. Hometown kid. All alone. I helped her out. I stayed blank. And last night? Company dinner. Open bar. I overdid it. Just dinner and drinks? I blacked out. A coworker drove me home. That's all I know. Impatience flickered. Vance seized my hand. How many times must I explain? Go splash your face. I'll cook. Vance was unreadable again, wrapping fault in smoke, while I looked like the irrational one. As we ate, an unknown number blinked on his screen. Vance killed the call, grinning. Telemarketer. Weekend tomorrow, let's get out. You need air. The beach? Deal. The calmer Vance acted, the surer I was something stank. We rose early. While brushing, nausea slapped me. My period was 10 days late. I tore open the pregnancy test. 2 lines, tears of disbelief. Liam had breakfast ready. I tossed him the stick. Vance hooped, kissed me, insisted I rest while Vance shopped. Then we'd hit the coast. I dabbed on light makeup, pulled on linen loungewear, opened the window, sky shock blue. We'd been married 3 years. College sweethearts. At the freshman New Year gig, Vance cradled a guitar. Handsome, voice silky, girls shrieking before Vance finished the first line. Top student, national prizes. I was campus queen, piano, ethnic dance, radio anchor. We co-starred in the stage play Flowers Forever Bloom. For every blocked embrace, Vance asked consent. I'd smell cologne on his collar. After that show we clicked. Side by side through the knowledge woods for 4 years. Lovers on stage turning real. We became proof that love could exist. I also had 2 best friends. One guy, one girl. Carter, sunny ace at materials science. Always smiling, yet I'd seen him wrecked. Drunk confessing. I'd laughed it off. Zoe, roommate Fox. Strategy major, our war room brain. Nicknamed Zoe. Liam wanted to phone both sets of parents with the news. I refused. Careers climbing. A baby would derail us. I'm not sure I want this child. Let's think. No rush. We'll find a safe path. Vance soothed. Saturday blazed. The beach. The diamond waves. If only time could stop. Monday rolled in. Commute. Overtime. Repeat. One night Liam looked haggard. I set the turntable, spinning our college anthem. I fly to Miami, Florida tomorrow. 3 days. I'll ask mom to stay with you. I'm grown. Let your mom live her life. I'll worry. The moon hung still. Night 1. FaceTime. Vance claimed the meetings had ended. Vance was sipping hotel coffee, admiring the skyline. Behind his chair, a pink to purple Hermes scarf draped the coat rack. I screenshot instantly. I owned the identical one. Birthday gift from Liam 3 months ago. Mine hung in our closet. How had its twin landed in Miami? Next day at work, I pulled his expense log. The printout froze me. Timestamps matched perfectly. The business trip was cover for a tryst. The sky caved in. The drunken name. The panicked call. Puzzle solved. But I wouldn't cry. Cheat calm and kind. Fine. Don't blame me for turning cold. Night 2. Video bland. No clues. I rang Zoe. Spilled all. She wanted to skin him. I said we'd play it smart. She tailed him. Every photo. Every route pinged to my phone. I came home early. Brewed matcha tea. Pruned balcony greens while steam ribboned upward. Door click. Liam wheeled his suitcase in. Still swapping shoes when I slapped the lawyer's divorce papers on the coffee table. Same innocent mask. Sickening. Vance grabbed my hand. Hannah, what is this? I flung him off. Don't touch me, you're filth. Lie once. Twice. Never thrice. Tension crackled. No, Hannah, you're trusting strangers over me? I trust my eyes, not your fairy tales. I roared, sanity slipping. I hurled the stack. Vance caught it. Blanched. Vance thought every scene was sealed. Walls have ears. You played me. Disgusting. I screamed. Vance gaped, lips trembling. I slapped him hard, heart shards, palm stinging, yet the pain kept me lucid. Sign, no speeches. Vance dropped to his knees, hugging my legs, sobbing, for our baby's sake. Forgive me. I was wrong. So wrong. My heart's always been yours. Enough. Spare me the poetry. His tears tugged, but I couldn't yield. A man who betrays once will betray forever. I knew my verdict. Tears won't mend us. You shattered this family, live with it. I spat. No second chance. Serena was never love. You're the one. Head bowed. Stop. You chant love while sleeping around. What husband does that? I wept. Get out. Never let me see you again. 2 hours of deadlock, then Vance dragged his case away. The wheels clacked down the hall until silence swallowed them. I shook, smoothing wild hair, grief flooding every pore. My hand slid to the tiny life inside, so innocent, yet caught in the wreckage. That night I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. I got up, sipped some hot water, and tried to picture the future. Everything felt unknowable. Just before dawn, I finally drifted off, deep and heavy. When my eyes opened, it was already 9. I rang the president. Said I felt ill and needed 2 days off. I stretched, walked to the window. The plants on the balcony were still thriving. I gazed at the people coming and going below and sank into thought. I don't know when I surfaced from that blank spell. I made breakfast, but it tasted like wax. I can't keep sitting alone in this room. It'll only make the pain worse. I picked up my phone and idly scrolled through WhatsApp until I spotted an old friend, my forget-the-years pal who lives on the Blue Ridge Mountains. Half hermit, half sage. I'd go see him today. The sky was ash gray, as if it had just finished crying. I took my Tesla up the winding mountain road, driving fast through the gloom. Driving like that in weather like this, I was clearly searching for myself out there. I knew the direction I had to go and the person I had to see. Halfway up, memory guided me to turn onto an unpaved sidetrack. Grass grew thick. The tires carved 2 deep ruts. 10 minutes later, a thatched hut shimmered in and out of the distant bamboo. I'd come the right way. I parked, grabbed the fruit, and walked toward the door. I knocked. A familiar voice answered. "Come in." The room was warm. Master Elias was at calligraphy. Sandalwood incense curled above the table. Everything as lovely as the first time. "Sit. Have some hot tea." Vance smiled the same kindly smile and dipped his head. "Perfect. I'm parched." "What are you writing today?" I asked, curious. 4-sheet rice paper. Great capacity holds all. The moment Vance spoke the last word, the piece was done. Vance laid down the brush and we lifted the scroll to the wall together. The strokes were bold yet measured, manly, yet refined. "So what brings you up the mountain today? I need you to untie a knot in my heart. Tell me." Vance brewed white leaf tea, warming the cups, rinsing the leaves, pouring evenly. The first sip tasted both sweet and bitter. I spilled everything that had happened. No holding back. No polite edits. That's the rule here. If I were to hedge, Vance'd only feel awkward. "Now, what's your next move?" "I want a divorce. I can't accept betrayal of body and soul." My face was tight. "And leaving will free you?" "No, no. For a year or 2 I'll be trapped in the shadow. I'll never trust any man or love again." "Have you considered that divorcing now simply hands him and the other woman what they want, while you're pregnant with his child?" Vance remained calm. "That's what galls me. This baby was so hard to conceive, and Vance delivered this fatal blow. My heart is shredded. If I urged you to forgive him, to start over and welcome the new life, you'd refuse and give me 100 reasons. I know, but ending the pregnancy now, I can't bear it. Each day it grows inside me, the bond deepens. When I first found out, I said I didn't want it. Now that I truly can't have it, I hesitate." Tears slipped down. "Then listen to your heart. Don't tangle yourself in regrets. Whatever problems come, face them with courage and shoulder the responsibility." His gaze was steady, full of steel and sympathy. I sat listlessly across from him, afraid to lift my head, afraid to meet those eyes. "If your mind is set, act. No step in life is wasted. Be yourself, bravely, and carry what is yours." I drained my cup. The warm liquor soaked through me the way his plain words did. I stood and looked out at the bamboo. Wind rattled the leaves. "When life crowds you, come to the mountain. Tell me your troubles." I bowed deeply. No other thanks were needed. I stayed for lunch, then dozed in a wicker chair. Such ease I hadn't felt in ages. When I woke, insects and birds sang. I breathed the mountain air, faintly sweet. Master Elias walked me to the car in the afterglow, the evening breeze on our faces. Only after I started the engine did I realize I was drifting farther from the person I used to be. Who was I, and what did I truly want? The brief calm was over. Work and real life waited. When I pushed open my apartment door, Liam was sitting alone by the sofa, face like stone. It was the first time we'd been home together since the blow-up. On the table sat fresh fruit and the pastries Vance knew I loved. "Hannah, please calm down. I'm begging you to forgive me. I've decided we need real distance to cool off. Anything hashed out in a stalemate will be wrong. You need someone to take care of you. I should move back in. You're fooling yourself. Eyes on the next dish while you polish this one. At least let me see you choose." I could feel the words Vance couldn't say. I went on. "If you can't let Serena go, then treat her right and set me free. Waffling only wounds both of us." But, the look on his face told me Vance was weighing his own future, his gains and losses. "All right, when you've figured it out, come find me." I opened the door and asked him to leave. His eyes were a mess of flavors. Vance stepped out, defeated. Next morning at the bank, everything moved in its usual order until my phone rang. Carter, college buddy and self-appointed male BFF. The guy born with a silver spoon. Back at Columbia, the 3 of us, Carter, Zoe, and I, had been the 3 musketeers, the brightest stars in our class. After graduation, Vance'd gone abroad for a master's in new materials and semiconductors. "Hannah, how's life at the bank?" "Same as ever. Busy, then boring. I'm done. Landing today. Let's get together tonight. Then I'm giving you the hero's welcome. I can already picture you straggling off the plane. I need the full download." We both laughed. "Hey, bring Liam. I've rounded up some other classmates. Let's make it loud." "Liam's swamped lately. I haven't seen him in days." "Text him yourself." "What?" "You two freezing each other out. When I see him I'll scold him, leaving a gorgeous wife unattended, making room for the rest of us." "Cut it out." We bantered, But when the grins faded, I realized the trap. We might separate, yet social ties would still bind us. Outsiders knew nothing. The welcome dinner was set for a high-end hotel. Old classmates hugged, toasted, congratulated Carter on his degree and on soon becoming CEO of his family's company. Liam and I sat side by side, inches apart and light years distant. Shattered hearts hid behind bright smiles. Vance drank a lot. Sorrow leaked through his words, though the racket of jokes and laughter drowned it for everyone else. At 9 the banquet ended. Rain bucket down. Carter dropped us at our gate. I told him to drive safe. At the lobby Liam grabbed my hand, wanting to come up and talk. I shook him off. Sober up first. I walked straight to the elevator. In the dim light his shadow stretched long and lonely. Who knows what hour it was when the phone rang. Groggy, I saw an unknown number. It rang off, then rang again. I answered. A man's urgent voice. Are you Liam's wife? Yes. Vance has been in an accident. On the way to Westside Medical Center now. Which hospital? Westside Medical Center. The line went dead. A ton weight landed on my skull. Trembling, I called Eleanor. She burst into sobs, begging for details I didn't have. I comforted her and drove to the hospital. Outside the OR I paced, gut churning. We hadn't told the parents about the divorce or the pregnancy, and Liam had detonated both bombs at once. The light over the door stayed on. We knew nothing. Eleanor and Richard rushed in, tears on their cheeks. How is Vance? What did the doctors say? I shook my head. Why was Vance out alone so late? Hannah, do you know where Vance was going? Another shake. Richard tugged Eleanor's sleeve in warning. I asked them to sit, whispering reassurances. They're doing everything. Vance'll pull through. Minutes crawled. Finally the door opened. Family of Liam? We crowded forward. The emergency surgery is over. The outlook is grim. Severe cranial trauma. High intracranial pressure. We've snatched him from death, but Vance may remain vegetative. Eleanor wailed, collapsing. My boy, wake up. Mommy needs to talk to you. My knees buckled. I slid to the floor. Why was the universe mocking me? When I came to, I was in a ward. 8 weeks pregnant, strict rest. The doctor said. Mom sat beside me. Silly girl. Pregnant and you say nothing. How's Liam? Moved to ICU. Your in-laws are there. They know about the baby? Yes. Joy and grief at once. Lie still a while. I cradled my belly. Life suddenly felt rare. Priceless. You only get one. Health is the ticket to every mile still waiting. No one knows which arrives first. Tomorrow or accident. I hated Liam for his betrayal. Wanted him gone. Faced with this, I was lost. Eleanor and Richard entered, eyes swollen. They forced gentle smiles. Eleanor took my hand. Hannah, don't be afraid. We'll hold up the sky for you. Tears streamed. Darling, I beg you, take care of yourself. Keep the baby. It's our only hope. She wept as if she'd never stop. Richard's eyes pleaded. I knew what Vance needed. My armor cracked. I changed course. I hugged her. Mom, I promise. The air stilled. My heart quieted. Whatever came, I would meet it. I wasn't alone. I carried 2 families. I couldn't be selfish. Couldn't break their hearts. Carter raced to the hospital the moment Vance heard. Translating doctors. Negotiating with traffic cops and the other driver. Running errands like family. I had no words big enough. CEO Sterling arrived. Pressed a thick envelope of medical fees into my hand. Liam's my brother in this life. Spend whatever it takes. Tears slid down his stern face. Colleagues followed, but ICU doors stay cold and shut. They peeked, squeezed our hands, offered hollow comfort, hurried away. I took long leave. The president sighed that fate had dealt me a cruel hand and told me to rest. Coworkers brought flowers and fruit, yet beauty itself looked bleached in that ward. Days blurred. Eleanor, Richard, and I guarded the ICU threshold like sentries, dreading the next call. Liam's family, a fees due. Supplements needed. No one could say when or if Vance would wake. I kept turning over that night. Liam hadn't drunk much at dinner and had taken a cab home. How did Vance end up in a freak crash hours later? Where had Vance gone? Who had Vance met? Had some fresh blow driven him back to the bottle? Fog-thick questions swirled. I remembered the CEO's halted tongue. Vance knew something. Out of pity or politics stayed silent. And Serena, why hadn't she come? Had she been with him? Did she know? Was she cause, witness, or casualty? I feared the answers, yet instinct whispered the truth. Crouched behind a door I had only to push. I found the number Zoe once gave me. My thumb hesitated, then pressed call. It rang itself out. Stranger's number. Understandable. I tried again. Same polite tone. No voice. I texted, Serena. Hi, this is Hannah, Liam's wife. No pressure. If you can, let's meet at Cloud after work today. Half an hour later my phone rang. She'd clearly weighed every syllable before deciding. Hi, sis. I'm Serena. Sorry I've been tied up. Let's get coffee after you clock out. 7 work for you? 7 it is. I'll be there. I hung up and swung by to see Zoe. She didn't hand me a playbook on how to skin a homewrecker, just told me to breathe, stay calm, talk smart, and chase the truth. Time sprinted. The meetup was suddenly now. I dabbed on light makeup, slid on sunglasses, and walked into Cloud. I ordered 2 lattes, closed my eyes, and let the pianist's starry sky wash over me. When the last note faded, I saw a willowy silhouette glide in. A barista steered her to my table. I stood, smiled, and motioned for her to sit. Serena wore a razor-sharp pantsuit and playful waves, porcelain skin, soft eyes, model height, classic head turner. The second she sat she asked, "Is Liam any better?" Critical. The doctors issued a warning. Her gaze drifted to the window, secrets swimming behind it. "Tell me your story. I want to hear it. Before today I pictured someone harder, but you feel familiar. Liam's only ever loved you. I was just the wrong turn on the road." She sipped her coffee. "We're from the same hometown, Maplewood. Vance is 10 years older. I knew him as a kid. After college I applied to Sterling. Vance spotted me in the lobby, learned I was alone in the city, and booked me a hotel, meals, even a train ticket home. That's Liam. Can't help helping. I landed a finance role and saw him for reports. Vance coached me through spreadsheets. I shone. At the gala I sang and brought the house down. Vance applauded, eyes sparkling. I toasted him afterward and Vance drained his glass, praising me non-stop. Then, one night after work a cloudburst hit. I was hailing a cab when Vance pulled over. I sneezed. Vance cranked the heat. My hand brushed his. Vance didn't flinch. At my building I asked him up for tea. His dark eyes hooked me. I hugged him first, siblings to lovers in one breath. I tasted every bitter flavor watching her. Nothing's born without cause, love or hate. I schemed to free him for me. I dumped my college boyfriend. Told my parents I was too busy for romance. Also Liam could own my heart. On business trips we finally slept together. I knew it sliced you, but I couldn't quit him. Serena covered her face and sobbed. I passed her a tissue. When Vance said you knew and wanted a divorce, I vowed to build him a warmer home. Vance just shook his head, mute. Love swallowed me whole. I wanted to give him everything, my whole life. But my love smothered him. You're young. Marriage is bigger than chemistry. Tell me about that night. You don't think I? Serena stared, stunned. Our class reunion. Liam drank a little. We split. I guess Vance drove to you. It was pouring. I just showered when the bell rang. Vance never stayed over. Vance hugged me, crying. Vance kissed me. Kept saying Vance had to apologize to you. That Vance couldn't lose you. I still clung to him, offered a lifetime. Name or no name. Vance said that would ruin me. Said I deserved real happiness. I understood. Vance left at 2. I asked how Vance'd come. Vance wouldn't tell me. Take care, Vance said. I nodded. Any idea where Vance was living? Somewhere on South Street. That's all I heard. I set my cup down and headed for the door. Serena stood. I'm coming with you. We drove to the cramped apartment Vance rented. The landlord let us in. Bed made, shoes aligned, Liam's trademark order. On the nightstand lay his favorite novels and a black notebook. Page 1 gut punched me. Tears blurred every word, but the message was clear. Vance still loved me. After leaving Serena, I returned to Westside Medical Center. Liam had been moved from ICU to a regular room, still unconscious. Next morning traffic police delivered the report. Liam had walked against traffic. A sports car, rain, and drunk driving combined to smash into him. Fault split 2080. The driver was in custody. Sunlight pooled on Liam's still face. I wished the world were only a dream. Day after day the tiny life inside me grew. A faint flutter answered my palm when I rested it there. Waiting and working, life's treadmill, kept me sane. Through the window the city felt coiled and breathless. WhatsApp pinged with a bank-wide notice. My first real glance since the accident. Recruitment had wrapped. Rookies were slotted into place. My director appeared. Meeting. 4th floor boardroom. 9:30. Got it. Emily. On my way. I organized my files and climbed the stairs. The minute I stepped in the air felt wrong. President sat stone-faced at the head. Execs filed in. A blank face is still a face. I braced. Vance opened fire. The treasury plan is too domestic. Blindsiding global linkage. We're always late to the offshore game. A department head flushed, swallowing retorts, waiting for the gavel. Wallace watched the crossfire, then eased off. Bonuses ride on performance. But let's not cannibalize ourselves. In-house critique is healthy. We're family. His exaggerated delivery cracked the room. Even stern Sterling smirked. Year-end reshuffle arrived. Thanks to solid metrics and a quiet word I dropped, I rose to senior management. After the posting period, I moved into a larger office. That afternoon white magnolias perfumed the desk and my hand traced the swell beneath it. both joy and ache. Sunday at the hospital my phone buzzed. Carter. Vance been tireless, handling the crash logistics. Weekly visits. Today Vance arrived with blooms and fruit, parked at the foot of the bed while I sat at the head. Small talk over. Vance peeled an apple, asked how I was holding up, and handed it to me. My fingers trembled. The three of us, Liam, Carter, me, had met in freshman year. Before Liam and I dated, Carter had asked me out. I'd shot him down, yet Vance stayed guardian close. When Vance left for grad school abroad, Liam and I tied the knot. I'd called him with the invitation. Not waiting for me. Guess I'm out of luck. Stop joking. Watch for the mail. Candy's on its way. I'd heard tears under his laugh. The Chung Empire had ballooned while Vance was away. Vance returned to run their tech giant. Pedigree plus PhD making him unstoppable. Walking him out. Vance slowed. Hannah, what's the long game? Plan for the worst, I sighed. This crash blindsided us. But you need a real roadmap. I nodded emptily. Look after yourself and the baby. I'll drop by soon. Vance lingered, then left. Watching him go, I felt an unexpected tug. Back in the ward the nurse changed Liam's dressings. His colorless face broke me. Moonlight flooded the room. Sleep dodged me. A WhatsApp ping. Resting? Can't. Quit spiraling. I'll swing by after work tomorrow. Commuting's brutal. You're worth it. Night. Vance ended with a goofy grin emoji. Daily check-ins became routine. Carter's gentle tether. Next morning Eleanor delivered herbal porridge. I told her I was heading to the office. She insisted I get a scan first. On the ultrasound bed cool jelly met skin. Measurements flashed. 60 days to due date. Everything perfect, the doctor said. Walk, hydrate, rest. At work VPs queued with updates. The machine hummed. A colleague's birthday dinner beckoned. Still under my cloud. I sent flowers and an apology hug. I wasn't ready to celebrate. Home, shower, couch. I conked out. The bell dragged me awake. Carter stood there with chicken soup and pastries. You crashed on the sofa again. Eat while it's hot. How'd you know I was starving? Psychic worm. Remember? We laughed. A rarity lately. We ate, then brewed a pot of tea and replayed college, his failed confession. My wedding. The night Vance ran crying through foreign streets. His hand found mine. We both felt the current and let go. I poured more tea, stealing a look, still heart-stopping. The lights snapped. The room ink black. Carter pulled me close. Don't worry, I'm here. I circled his waist and cried against his chest while time froze. Vance thumbed on his phone light. Still beautiful. Still the center of my universe. Carter, I'm broken cargo. Wrong time. Wrong place. I'd only drag you into scandal. I'll carry every ounce. Just say yes, let me spend my life proving it. No, 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 that's only what my parents pushed me to chase. They never understood me, never knew what I truly wanted. The one person I can't hurt in this lifetime is you. If we were together, everyone we love would say, it's a terrible mistake. Let them. I won't spend my life caging myself. If chasing real love is wrong, then nothing in this world is right. I pressed my hand to his mouth. Thank you for loving me this much. In the dim light my eyes brimmed with tears. Carter held me gently, heart in his voice. Don't torment yourself. Seeing you happy is the greatest happiness I can have. Vance lifted my chin and brushed my lips with his. I didn't dare answer. I only sat there, stunned. About 20 minutes later the power returned. The dark room flared into blinding brightness and we both squinted, dazzled. That night we poured our hearts out until it was very, very late. Finally Carter stood to leave and I walked him to the elevator. Vance insisted I go back inside so I wouldn't catch cold. I watched the doors close, reluctant to let him out of my sight. My routine resumed its old orbit: office, hospital, home. Just as the rhythm felt unbreakable, the doctors issued a critical notice that shattered the balance. Liam, still in his coma, failed to regain awareness. His organs began shutting down, one by one. When the doctors briefed the family they confessed there was nothing more they could do. None of us could bear the news. Eleanor and Richard wept openly in front of me. Facing Liam on the bed I had 10,000 things I wanted to say. If only Vance could live. The whole family would draw strength from it. If Vance slipped away, the pillar of our world would collapse. 5 days after the warning, Liam drifted quietly out of life. No pain showed on his face. No last words crossed his lips. Vance simply left the world Vance had loved, clung to, and regretted. We held the funeral in his hometown, Maplewood, heavy with child. I wasn't allowed to strain myself. For 3 days friends and relatives streamed in to mourn, and sorrow blanketed us all. On burial day Eleanor's wails shook the sky. She cursed heaven for stealing her son, for the injustice injustice of a mother forced to bury her child. Richard grieved in silence, sitting wordlessly beside Liam's coffin, gazing as if Vance could make the moment last forever. Because of my belly, the family forbade me from walking to the grave. They feared negative energy would harm the baby. I yielded and waited at home until the procession returned. Liam had left my life for good, yet in an instant we grasp how precious existence is. I stretched my hands toward the fireplace for warmth and sank into memories of his smile, replaying them again and again. I knew nothing mattered anymore. Life is heartbreakingly brief and we never have time for proper farewells or confessions. Afraid I would drown in sorrow, my parents took me home after the 7th-day rites. Grief is an ache that won't fade. The wound lingers in the heart. On the 45th day after Liam's death my water broke. I knew our child was ready to meet me. Both families rushed me to Westside Medical Center. After admission and a full ultrasound, the doctors said we must wait until the cervix was complete. Contractions came every 2 minutes, each lasting half a minute. I couldn't sit or lie. I clung to the headboard while the world spun. They say childbirth is a woman's trip through the underworld. After 24 hours the doctor declared it time. I climbed onto the delivery bed, followed every instruction, and at 5 o'clock in the morning I gave birth to a healthy boy, Liam's son and mine. Watching the baby purse his tiny mouth, hunting for milk, I thought, life is a circle, a continuation, a rebirth. Exhausted, I slept and dreamed a long, long dream. Week by week the boy flourished in the arms of the family. When my 6-month leave ended I returned to my post and began work again. Carter still sent warmth and greetings whenever his schedule allowed. One day an unfamiliar caller invited me to the cafe beneath our tower. Carter's father. Vance said softly. Nothing like the bluster I expected from a titan. Vance had booked a table. When I arrived Vance was already waiting. Vance, I'm Carter's father. Please sit. I took the seat opposite him. The man was a legend in New York, finance, real estate, advanced materials, semiconductors across a dozen sectors. Every banker in Colombia courted him. Vance came straight to the point. I know you're a good woman. I also know how Carter feels, but you must see the duty waiting for him. I understand. A close friend of mine has a daughter, Caroline. She grew up with Carter, studied with him at Harvard. They're back, and we elders hoped. But Carter refuses. Perhaps Vance has his own ideas. Vance has always loved you. Vance has spoken of it many times. Still, families like ours care about perception. When I nodded Vance continued. Caroline has always adored him. If the children marry, our groups can ride out the crisis together. Minimize losses in this downturn. I see what you're asking. Persuade him, for all our sakes. I left the cafe hollow, sorrow surging while traffic streamed on. Indifferent to my pain, that night the doorbell rang. I knew it was Carter. Without hesitation I wrapped myself in a coat, entrusted the baby to my mother and the nanny, and stepped out. We rode the elevator to the basement garage. There Vance pulled me into a choked embrace. My father gave me an ultimatum. I don't want to lose you, ever. I freed myself and looked into his eyes. Carter, thank you for your pure, true love, but we all have to bow to fate. No, I want to prove to the world you're the one I choose. Don't be reckless. Your family's hopes rest on you. Put this love aside. Build the empire you were born to build. I know you'll shine. My voice was steady. My heart was not. How can I let go? Life played its first joke when I lost you to Liam. I vowed I'd win you back. Then Liam died and I dared to dream again, only to meet joke number 2. I hugged him and touched my lips to his, feeling their warmth for the last time. Then I stepped back, smiling through tears. Life teases us. Yes, but society has rules we can't rewrite. We met. We loved. What more can I ask? Live to become the man the world will admire. Promise? I offered my little finger. Vance hooked it, then brushed the tip of my nose with his forefinger. Vance sighed. Can we still be friends? Let's not meet again. Forget me and devote yourself to your family. I turned away and walked toward the elevator, tears streaming. Vance held my hand until distance tore us apart, and I vanished from his sight, locking him forever in my heart. Inside the lift, I sobbed aloud. Ending my last love story, I was powerless. The sky hung low and gray, mist pressing the breath from me, while loss gnawed with nowhere to heal. I needed air or I'd break. I drove aimlessly until the mountain lane below Master Elias's cottage appeared. Leaving the car, I climbed the path, lungs burning, and tapped on the door. A 6-year-old boy opened it, beaming. Who are you looking for? I ruffled his hair. Is Master Elias in? Grandpa's meditating. Come in. The moment I entered, stillness washed over me. I accepted mountain spring water and the hush of the room. Half an hour later Master Elias emerged. We sat facing each other on floor cushions, and I poured out every sorrow. Vance listened without judgment, letting the poison drain. I'm dumping so much gloom on you again. Strange, I only hear good news. You delivered a beautiful son. Many dream of that. Your career just advanced others strive for years and still miss it. You let go of an impossible love, surely that's liberation. Love isn't happiness only when possessed. Helping one another fulfill destiny is joy. Vance can't have you because duty forbids it. You can't love him further because your fates diverged. Regret can be sweet. Later, when marriage bruises you, a memory can patch the hurt. Slowly his words lit corners of my mind. So fate is fixed. Yet luck may change if we strive? Exactly. Learn acceptance. See every turn, and you'll find your exit. We parted on the mountain trail. I promised to bring the baby next time, then breathed the wind and listened to the stream until my burden lifted. Back home my little son babbled on the bed, kicking as Vance practiced rolling. 3 months already, soon Vance sit, then crawl. I lifted him, felt the miracle of blood continuing, and smiled at the man Vance might become. A week later an Instagram post showed Carter's wedding, Caroline radiant, Carter in tails, champagne flowing beneath crystal chandeliers. I gave no like, no comment, only silent wishes. Adults must tuck sentiment away. Reason governs the world we inhabit. Carter's road held trials I would never share. We missed each other young, met again too late. The circle closed at the wrong hour. What I relinquished carried no fault, only my choice to set him free. A beautiful regret I would always keep. One mild evening, shopping bags in hand, I glimpsed Serena at a bus stop across from Little, a beige beret low over her eyes, jeans and a soft sweater. A sunny boy clasped her hand, perhaps the ex she once mentioned. Their laughter told the whole story. Smiles are the loudest witnesses of love. Another Memorial Day arrived. Eleanor, Richard and I carried the baby to Sterling and climbed the hill to Liam's grave. Beneath the wide sky, I imagined him smiling from a cloud realm free of pain. 6 months had passed since I lost him, months of joy and grief. Sleepless nights, helpless tears. The solid love Vance gave me once still steadies storms. Looking back at this glittering world, I know everything was worth it. As we left, a cuckoo sang from a nearby tree, hugging the baby. I whispered, "Daddy saw us," and sent a messenger. Vance is happy too. 2 years later I married again. The groom was my senior from Columbia. Vance had never wed, had quietly waited, and I had never noticed, until fate pushed us together. Vance accepts my son and vows to raise him as his own. Vance has 2 requests. First, until the boy is grown we will not tell him about Liam. For the child's sake I agree. Second, I must give him a child of our own. Work is demanding. A second baby will slow my ascent, but I consent without hesitation. Soon a darling daughter arrives, and laughter fills the house. All our lives we race after something eternal, unable to drop our hungers, turning striving into meaning. Loss and gain have seasoned us. We learn to treasure every fragile moment. On many a lonely night rain still drums its gentle tattoo. I warm a cup of rice wine, and at dawn I wake from a light drunkenness, my heart calm, the world's noise finally clear. Thank you for listening. If you liked this video, please like and share it with friends. We look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Until next time.